Here are some ways to use the quad layout in your planner. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and welcome to my Planner Basics series where we are diving into all of the different layouts that are out there and available and how you can use them and make them the most functional for you. Today, we are taking a look at the quad layout. This is a newer layout for me. It's actually one I'm super excited about. It is one that I'm planning on using this summer to organize my life, and I thought it would be fun to dive into it. So we're going to be taking a look at some of the different categories of things that you might be planning and how you can use these layouts to organize those different parts of your life. So as always, I will be linking the things that I use down in the description box below. Otherwise, we're going to dive in. Today, I am using the Rainbow Boxes Mega Book from the Happy Planner, and we're going to talk about how to organize your life on this quad layout, which I think is a really fun and interesting layout to try. So let's talk about some of the basics. It's called a quad layout because obviously it's divided into quadrants. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then an open box over here. And we're going to be able to organize lots of different things in these. Let's start out with the basics. So schedule. Obviously, organizing your schedule, writing down things that you have going on would be really important in your planner. So this is a pretty easy self-explanatory thing to keep track of within your planner. You can grab any of your functional box stickers. Maybe you have a particular appointment on a day. Let me grab here we go, a tweezer right here. So I might say that I have an appointment, pulling this up right here, that I want to keep track of on this particular Monday. So then I can write the what, where, when, have it all ready to go. And then maybe I also, while I'm at that appointment, I might need to remember some other things. So I might need to say something like, I don't know, maybe I'm stopping by Target on the way while I'm there because it's right next to Target. And then maybe I'm also doing nails at 1. It's pretty easy to add your functional boxes into this spread and layer it. I like that the lines are there actually because it lets you kind of line up things in an easier way. So I might also have for that particular evening, if I've got a lot going on a day, maybe I'm wanting to keep track down here. Ooh, let's try this next to each other. Let's see if this fits nicely. That would be lovely if it did, and it does. So maybe in the evening, I'm also tracking that I have kiddos' activities. Maybe we have 4:30 is gymnastics, and maybe 6 p.m. is soccer. Writing with my Papermate Flare so it's easy to see. So you can see adding it onto this quad layout just allows you to kind of see your day. I still have room to put a few tasks in here if I want. I could use this as a task list. I could also just literally write out a schedule. So maybe I have 8 a.m. gym workout, 11 a.m. meeting. There's all different ways to organize your day within that quad and see it all together like that, which I absolutely love. So that's your schedule. Now let's talk about tasks and to-do lists. Obviously, there's lots of different ways that you could organize your tasks and to-do list within this particular day. You can easily just grab one of these task boxes. Let's kind of go, I guess we're going to go with pastel today because that's where I was at. So maybe you're just pulling a list over here and you're just having it in the corner of each day. You still have room to write other things going on during the day, but these are your main to-dos. I might even have a little label like this at the top to get that labeled. So I might write to do. And maybe I'm keeping track of things on this particular day. So I might have dusting to do, call Amy, maybe laundry, and book hotel. So I have my little to-do list. I can still keep my schedule over here. I can aim it like that. I mean, geez, you can also just set some different priorities in different ways. This is pretty self-explanatory. What I also like is the possibility. I like a running to-do list for the week, personally. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I might do something like this, to where I have a longer list that I might even keep like on a Saturday over here, over on this. It's overlapping. Yes, it overlaps a little bit of my Saturday, but I don't have a problem with that. That works for me. And I might even also, let's see, I'm looking for a different, I mean, I could use any of those checklists over there as well. Let me divide this up a little bit more. I saw a priority. Yeah. So maybe I'm wanting to do a little bit of an overlap so that this becomes my tasks that I want to get done on a particular week, just to brainstorm for the week. And then maybe this is priority. Allowing me to pull out my priorities, my goals, something like that for the week. So that's another way to use this particular box right here that allows you to overlap in a fun way. All right, let's talk about a way that you could use this to track wellness and fitness. There's a few different things you could do. First of all, you can easily take a sticker like this. Maybe you're just putting it over in the corner of your layout like this, and you're tracking steps for the day, exercise, whatever the case is, and you might have a different sticker on each day that just is a place to write that down. But maybe you're wanting this to be a dedicated health and wellness planner. There are some different things that I think you could try that might work really nicely for this. So let's start with this. I'm going to actually divide this up like so. I'm taking my quad layout and I'm dividing it up even more. And I want to track my meals. So maybe I'm doing breakfast, space, lunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and dinner. So I'm tracking what I'm eating during the day. And then this might be where I track exercise. What was my workout for the day? So maybe let's just fill it in just for fun to see what we had. Bagel, peanut butter, and of course, coffee with creamer. Lunch, turkey sandwich, and carrots. And dinner, tikka masala with naan bread. So maybe I'm tracking my meals that way. This one I might have gone 3.04 miles in 31 minutes. All right, I burned 400 calories, and then I would probably write out my pace, whatever that ends up being. And then I would do 10-minute stretch. So that way I can track everything that I'm doing that day. And then on the week, on the end, I might total it up. I might say, hey, this week I ran 14 total miles and I burned this many calories. It's nice to see that summary because it can be really inspiring as you are on a health or wellness journey. All right, along the lines of health, wellness, let's talk about using this as a medical tracker. I have a lot of subscribers that either are tracking their own medicines, their own appointments, things like that, or they are actually a caregiver for another person, which is just amazing and a wonderful thing to be able to do. Some things that people have asked me about on how can I track certain things, medicine. So on this particular layout, perhaps you're tracking certain medicines, maybe ones that you're taking multiple times a day. So I might do something like take a little label right here. Let me track 3 different medicines. So we're going to put this one right here. Here we go. Okay. And maybe you're taking some different medicines. Maybe you have vitamins. And let's just do medicine number 1 and medicine number 2. So in this case, maybe you have an AM, PM situation. So this might be vitamins. You might just have AM. Medicine 1, maybe you take morning and night. And maybe medicine number 3, you have morning, AM, noon, and PM. So that way, as you're tracking, you can just literally cross them off as you took it. Like I took that one, check. I took this one. So you could even come in and write in the time. So maybe this one, now you're like, okay, well, I took that at 7. I took this at 8. Maybe I took this one at 7, 11, and 8. So that way you can track the times that you're taking certain medicines, which can be really, really important. It's also important to kind of track your symptoms as you are working through all kinds of medical things. It's really important to be able to go into a doctor's appointment or whatever the case may be, consult with a list of what your symptoms have been. So you can even add in a little symptom tracker, maybe on multiple days. We're like, hey, these are the symptoms that I'm feeling on this particular day. I'm going to move the sticker because it's going to bug me that it overlaps when I didn't want it to. Okay, so this might be medicine tracker right here. And then this one is for symptoms. So let's just add symptoms right here. And you can literally add that in multiple days. You have your medicine tracker, and then you might have actual appointments on these days. So perhaps you're coming in and you have, let me get this straight as I can. Maybe you have a 9 a.m. appointment. The other thing that I would consider if I were using this for strictly like a medical health is tracking throughout the week and then using this box over here. Let me grab another one just so I can show you. Just using this box as a place to keep questions. So labeling it over here, questions, things that come up, because sometimes we can easily lose track of what we wanted to ask our doctor. So questions that come up during the week, you know, this medicine made me feel this. Should I change the dosage? This doesn't appear to be working. Just things to keep track of that are coming up as you're tracking your medical tasks, medical habits. All right, let's talk about ways that you can use this as a faith planner or prayer journaling. First of all, prayer journaling in this would be fantastic. You could just do a little bit of decoration and then write out your prayers for the day. This is probably enough space to either make a list of your prayers for the day or just do a quick prayer journaling letter, which would work out beautifully. If you want to use this for study purposes, what I would most likely do, let me walk you through how I think I would use it, is I would probably take a sticker like this. Maybe have it at the bottom of multiple days. Let's grab this one right here. And this is where I would list out my scripture references for that particular day. The scripture that I was studying, on a day. I like it to all match up in the same place each and every day, just because it makes sense in my head when it does that. So let's do this. Maybe we're getting it all set up for the week. So this is where I would write scripture for the day that I was reading. Then something that I've really been enjoying lately with my devotional time is actually when I'm doing a reading plan of some sort, there tends to be some like connection between each of the scriptures. So for instance, I might have a box that I add up here, and this might be almost like my word or connection of the day. So for instance, maybe my connection for the day is hope at all times. That might have been a theme that I saw. I've been really enjoying taking the time to try to find that connective tissue between the different scriptures that I read on a particular day, and then identifying that within my faith planners. So it might be that it's love others. It might be that the theme that I seemed to be pulling out of the scripture on that particular day was redemption. Whatever the case may be, I have really been enjoying kind of highlighting that moment. And then what I would use these lines for is just to take some notes, some thoughts, some quick takeaways that I was getting from that particular study. If I was setting up this for my personal faith journaling, I would probably have something similar to this. And then over here is where I would list prayer concerns for the week. So I would have a little title over here, and I would do a bullet list of the things I was praying for my Sunday school, for my church, for my friends and family. All of that I would list out over here so that I would have that reflection point to reference throughout the week. All right, so using your planner to write down your goals and track your efforts towards those goals can be really, really important. And I think this layout is actually very functional in that way because you can track several different things. So, for instance, you might have a goal of maybe, I don't know, maybe working out on a particular day or reading multiple times. Let's do that. Let's do a reading goal. So maybe I am getting this set up. Maybe it's working in the garden. That would be a lovely goal. Ooh, I might put that. Let's see. So maybe I am labeling this garden because my goal is to work in the garden. Okay, maybe there's specific tasks that I'm wanting to do, or maybe I'm wanting to track each day. I can write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Perhaps I'm writing what I plan to do each of those days and crossing them off. This is just a goal, like a small goal setting. Yes, it can be, you can consider it tasks, but if you're trying to do a new thing, add something new to how you function in your week, that is now a goal. You're trying to change a habit. That is fantastic. You can also just use this section to create your own habit tracker. So that's why I love the dot grid, especially because it allows me to make little checkoffs really easily. So if I'm wanting to drink water, then I can easily add my little boxes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can track, did I drink my water each and every day? Did I exercise? Same kind of thing. And I can just line up how I did on those particular days and create my own habit trackers. And yes, I could do it nice and neat, or I can just list it out right here. You might have also a bigger goal that you are working towards. So it might be that you are, geez, it might be, there's so many different goals. Maybe you have a goal of writing. Okay, so your writing goal is writing a certain number of words a day, pages a day, something like that. So you might have your goal identified over here. I would be a little bit more specific, but I'm just going to write writing. That's my goal. That's what I'm focused on. And then what I would probably do, let me see. I don't know that there are bullet points in this particular one that are color coded. I don't think so. But I might take that same thing and then take that same color and include it on my weekly right here so that I can track what did I do towards that goal today. How did I try to get that a little bit more accomplished? So I might say this is my goal, 30 minutes. And then I can mark it off. Done. It might be 300 words. Done. However you want to mark off what your goal is. Maybe you're trying to write a book, write a short story, whatever the case may be. Setting that goal, color coding always helps me so I can really look and hone in, and I've broken down the goal into smaller efforts and I can track it on my regular planner. All right, let's talk about how you might use the quad layout to track finances. That can be a little tricky. It's definitely not my area of expertise, but you certainly could use this layout in that way. Maybe you're tracking income. So for me, I might take a sticker like this and this, and maybe I know I'm getting paid on these particular days, or I have income from those days. So I might do, I might have, I'm just going to write payday. I would probably write where that money was coming from. So if it was Patreon, if it was YouTube, whatever the case may be, and maybe write the amount right there, what I was earning on those particular days. You could also very easily keep track of expenses, things that you purchased on that particular day, and then perhaps color code those after the fact. So let me grab a little box for that. All right, maybe I'm writing spending over here, keeping track of that as well. So almost having a column for income, a column for spending, Target run, eating out, water bill, sell, things like that. And then writing the amounts that I am tracking. And then if I have a goal of perhaps moving money to savings, something like that, then I'm probably wanting to track that on the regular as well. So I might have that savings. I might be tracking that. You could also track larger categories over in that other section right here. If you were adding, what did I spend this week on home? What did I spend this week on car? What did I spend this week on personal care? Things like that. You could track your larger categories within this. After you finished out looking at your week, how much did I total move to savings, things like that. So there are ways to use this. This one I think is perhaps a little bit more broken up than a lot of people like to do for their financial planning or using this as a budget planner. But if you really need to dig into what is happening on a day-to-day basis, this might be a helpful format. All right, and lastly, I obviously think this very much lends itself to a journaling layout. I think this is a great place to have some journaling ideas. So I might even I would probably, obviously you can just write in these areas, but I like pulling things out in different ways in my journal. So maybe I'm pulling this as 3 things, 3 affirmations I'm giving myself. Let's go ahead and label this one Hello Weekend. I love to overlap different things to break up what a layout looks like. There's all kinds of different ways. Big dreams. I don't have a ton of decorative stickers. I love doing, actually, something I really like in my journal is having lists, because I could do a list of a different category, or I could just pull, let me pull this one. I'm gonna layer this right here. Today's list, I like that, because then I can label it today's list and almost do just a fun creative list. Like I could do label it favorite foods and just list out my favorite foods. I love giving myself little prompts like that in order to, I don't know, just have fun with my decorating. I would probably also end up pulling in, let's just grab a new thing right here and see if we have some decorative stickers that we could pull in to decorate a quick journaling spread. Oh, the flowers would be really pretty. So yeah, you could just pull in a few florals here and there to change up the look and feel of the spread. But I think it's so fun. This one I think is a beautiful way to give creative journaling a try. Just because the lines already being there makes it so easy to change up your creative journaling. And sometimes even just changing the format. If you are used to using just a regular bullet journal, a regular line journal, dividing it into little places, this can seem less overwhelming to start to fill in than other layouts might be. And it's fun to decorate. You can do as many stickers or as few stickers as you like, and then really lends itself to giving yourself time to reflect each and every day on something that has happened, something exciting, something that you want to revisit, whatever the case may be. I am finding the quad layout so intriguing, so interesting. I'm having fun using it this summer. Let me know, what do you think of it down below? Are there some ways that you think you might be able to incorporate this, or which one of these ideas kind of triggered a little inspiration for you? I would love to hear from you down below. Or if you already use the quad layout, what do you like to use it for? What part of your planning? Let us know. Love having those conversations with you down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I do have other videos coming out in this series dealing with all of the different layouts, but let me know, which layout are you wanting me to dive into? Leave that comment down below as well. I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. Thank you all so much for all of your support. I hope that all of you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.